guys, happy 2024. So, I have a situation, a crossroads, a decision, a choice that I'm trying to work through. And I thought it would be a good idea to do a this versus that reading. So, for example, what would happen if I choose this versus choosing that? Um, you know, just taking a peek down each alley to see which one might have what I want. So, if that sounds like a reading you're going to be into, you found your girl. So, what I'm going to do is mix a few different decks and read on if I pick the first option first and then read on the next option last. So, what if I pick this first, and what if I pick the other option last? I'll try to timestamp. I'll try to learn how to do that. Let me see. So, I'm using my good old trusty deck for the first few cards on this option A. So, what if I choose option A, and we are going to be channeling directly from our higher self and source. I do a lot of ancestor work, but I'm wanting this opinion to be limited down to the higher self, like your original plan, what's going to keep you on your path, the best one for you, because of course there's 1,500 different paths, but the one that you planned when you came down here. The OG master plan. So spirit of our higher selves directly, will you please give us a few cards on what this might entail if we choose option number 1, aka this. Okay, so the Hierophant, card A. So whatever your option A is, it's going to be something that has been done many a time. Something like a corporate job, something like a traditional way of raising your children, something like a traditional religion, a traditional by the book way of doing something, a path well traveled that's been done many times. So that's what that says to me. Oh yeah, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, like conforming to giving in to what other people need from you. High level commitment, so marriage, your relationship with God is another one that I think of with the Hierophant. Yeah, this definitely feels like a traditional hierarchy type of, maybe even, why are my spirits saying tyrant? So, yeah, that's the first card with if we stay on option A or this. And of course, you're going to have a lot of diligence, a lot of hard work with high standards. I see a lot of just staying busy bee energy, if you were to stay in this option. Yikes. This is why I picked 3 cards, because I knew they were going to have a few things to say about each one. And I thought maybe mixing in a few different decks would keep it a very vivid picture. So diligence, hard work, and doing it all. Yeah. Ten of Wands. And it was in reverse. So I am picking up that that's how they meant it. Doing it all, carrying the burden, struggles, delegation, overstressed and burnout, and depressed. Let's get some further insight. So, what's going to be the advice if we choose to go forward with option A? I'm hearing the name Samantha. Saturn. You might want to see where Saturn is in your chart. It could be a little extra sensitive for you this week. I know that there's a lot going on with Aries, Pisces, and a few other signs. From what I understand, this week may be Trauma City. You know, Trigger City. Snafu City. Situation normal, all fucked up. So have some grace on yourself and others this week. You know, don't be so quick to react unless it's warranted, is what I want to say as a pure Aries over here. Like, there's a time to hold back. Let's see. Okay, so what is the advice moving forward if we stay with this option in 2024? Okay, so that's interesting. It says what you seek is seeking you, but it was in reverse. I don't know if some of you are thinking about going to New York as well, NYC. But it looks like if you stay in this, you won't get that. Yeah, what you seek is seeking you. And with this coming out in the reverse, it's telling me, like, stop chasing shit that doesn't want you. You know? Because when you go after something that does want you, that is a true desire, that is aligned with your higher self and your desires, it seeks you. You don't have to work as hard. It finds you. You don't have to find it. You don't end up in these situations where you're looking for these readings because it's already finding you. Okay, Spirit. Sarcasm. Alexa, next song. Okay, let's pull an animal card for this. What do the animal spirit guides and helping spirits have to say about staying on this path A? What do our helping animal spirits have to say about staying on path A or this? What advice can they lend to us about staying on this first path? Okay, so I pulled hummingbird. If you have your own meaning of what that means for you or like a correspondence with that, then definitely let that sit in your heart and resonate with you. But this one specifically outlines the fact that you are like a miracle. Um, you bring joy to others. It says specifically, you are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. So, yeah, energy soars on your shining wings. I'm picking up somebody really high vibe because a hummingbird's wings move really fast. Um, and so do their heartbeats, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have one of the fastest heartbeats. Hmm. Yeah, happiness is a miracle. You know, if you think about it, you could be going about your day in the most boring way, and then you're not feeling any joy, you know, kind of like zombified. But what this is telling me is, especially since it did come out in the reverse, is there's a potential here for you to be somebody or a lot of people's miracle. And that's not really something that a lot of people consider when pursuing their passions or pursuing creativity or pursuing option B, you know, or that. Um, that's something to consider. I really feel like I want one more, but from like a different deck. Um, not those ones. Yeah, okay, let's use this one. Okay, Spirit of our higher selves, can you give us one more final insight if we try to make option A work? You know, what if we just stick around option A and try to make it work? I really hope you all had a good holiday season as well. I know it was a little heavy for a lot of us, but I do feel that it's going to get better the more that we pour back into ourselves so we're able to give to others. I feel that that's really going to pick us up in 2024 and allow us to have the energy that we need to make the changes or stick throughout the things we are choosing to stay in. I mean, it is a universe of free will. Like, spirit guides can keep throwing things at you and throwing things at you, but it's your choice to receive that. So that's also why I'm doing this reading, because I recognize something may be coming my way. You know, you ever get a whiff of something in the room and you're like, what's that? I'll find it eventually. I'm gonna find it. And then I'm gonna take care of it so I don't have to smell that anymore. That's what I'm going through. So so far it's looking like option A is like a lot of work and a lot of depression. I'm just gonna be honest, and that's what I'm hearing, feeling, getting. Sorry about the shake. Higher self, please give us a final insight to what might happen if we stick with option A. Ugh, I just looked at the Hierophant again, and society and its rules stood out to me. Okay, these two are really, like, standing out to me as well. Hang on. All right. Well, this is obvious. Let me sit with this for a second. Even though it's obvious, there's always something not obvious. I feel like that's a message for somebody too. You might think that it's all by the book, but something is not. That's what I'm picking up. Something's not. Let's see. Six of Wands. In the reverse, which I do read reversals because my guides mean it. When they throw out a reversal, they're like, this is, look at how free she looks. And in the reverse, it's just like, kind of like the Hangman, but not facing forward, facing the past. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, this is a victory wreath, but reading it as a reversal, it's kind of showing me like being stuck in a loop, a new loop, ooh, don't make me say it, a new karmic cycle. That's not fun. And the last one was Death and Rebirth in reverse. And what's interesting is the art on here, you can see it all. You can see it all in front of you. But you're hanging there. Why? We can dig in on that. Sorry, what happened this morning was I was getting ready to take all my watercolor stuff to the beach. And I was waiting for a couple things to charge, and I was like, all right, I'm getting downloads. I know I would like to do this reading for myself later. I know that I'm not the only one struggling with making my final choice before I move forward with this year in confidence. There's got to be somebody else out there, and I wanted this to be a very solid, confirming, foundational reading to show me and everybody else exactly what's going to happen if we stay on this path, or if we choose this versus that, or if we keep in these jobs that we're so comfortable in, or if we stay with these friend groups that talk shit but make us feel like at least we have somebody, or if we I'm picking up on something else here. Or if we keep giving our energy, time, effort, and love to people that aren't willing to give it back. They don't even have to be mean. They could just be not giving you anything. And that's not the point of relationships. Relationships are give and take. Yeah. So let's pull a card on why. Why can we see it all and not take a step forward? Oof. Let's say it louder for the ones in the back. Why can we see it all and not take a step forward? Higher self. Higher selves. Just give it to us like it is. Call a spade a spade. Tell us why we can't move our ass. Okay. It's the sun. So we can't move our butt because of the sun. I'm hearing material possessions as well. Comfortability is a bitch, ain't it? You might feel like this, or it may have made you feel like this at one point, or maybe the benefits of staying in that situation make you feel like this, or that's what you're fooling yourself to think. You may also want to look at some shadow work on why you're chasing success and what does success really mean to you. What does it mean to you? Does success mean having a big house, money, and nobody there with you? Is success having a family that you're able to provide for? Even if it's minimal? Is success being able to take care of your home? Is success being able to take care of your home, family, and yourself? Because that's my definition of power, of inner power. I learned that this week doing a retreat I did, and it was a virtual retreat. It's not like I spent tons of money to do a retreat, because that's not the type of person I am. I have a thing about just shelling out resources, especially if I have the ability to learn to do it myself. I'm not saying that I'm gonna learn to become a doctor to avoid surgery, because that's absolutely not the case, but I've been looking at what is my definition of power and success, actually. So it's kind of intriguing they gave this card, because usually it means its own thing. Like happiness, the sun, warmth, joy. But it does mean success, and it has a shadow side. Do you see how her necklace is leading the way? And that's what's connecting her. Like, she's open, but look, this is saying something here. It may not be very blatant, just like you may not be recognizing your attachment to this, but yeah, that's a profound card to get. Because the sun can't stay up forever, can it? Even if you were to stay on option A, the sun can't stay up forever, can it? And I think some of us may be really wishing for something that can't be. Yeah, because I was doing some channeled writing at this retreat, and I really have been looking at reclaiming my own inner power this year, and taking that back in my life. And I remember writing my definition of inner power is being able to nurture yourself even when parts of you are dying. So in a way, the sun may give us a lot, but it's not everything. Yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it. So that's option A for you. A lot of hard work. There's gonna be material blessings and success, but and I think it's really about considering what is success to you. That might be something to put on your vision board this year and to remember every day. Well, thank you guys. Let's see what option B has in store. Let me get these cards back together here, and then I'll do some shuffling. Yeah, I need more coffee. Have you guys tried any mushroom coffee? I'm trying some ashwagandha, and I think, what is the name? I forget the name every time, but it's on Amazon and it's in a blue bag. And it's the only mushroom coffee I found that, well, it's half calf. Halfway there is something, all right? So I'm an Aries, and I believe in action and taking action, but the first step in action is doing something that aligns with that new choice, with that new manifestation, with that new vision in your head. It doesn't even have to be big. That's a secret. Is when the universe sees you starting to do these little things, like boop, there's a little seed there, boop, another one there, boop. It starts responding. Like it has to. That is the law. That is the law of it. It has to respond to you when you're putting out like that. It's not always what you expect, but it's always pretty profound. Eventually. I'd love to know what your option A or what your this is in the comments. I guess I should start saying like and subscribe if you like my vibe. I'm definitely not your normal tarot reader, your normal witch, your normal anything. I have a lot of interest in shamanic roots in practicing and healing. So if you guys ever want any videos over anything like that, maybe I'll start making them. I like to think of myself as like a neutral place to learn from. I don't like being super judgy, and I like collective research across many religions, backgrounds, and beliefs. You know, even if I don't believe in something, I still want to learn about it because you just never know what information is going to connect. And then sometimes you're being led that way. So stop resisting in 2024, you know? And stop resisting and just let's all be led. And then if it doesn't go as planned, next. Okay, higher self. So this is a completely new option, higher self. If I were to do that, can you give us some insight? I'm hoping for 3 cards, but my guides love just spitting out cards. Higher self, can you give us a few cards on if we stay in this option? So I had a Page of Cups and Strength come out. One more, higher self, if we choose option B. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Sorry for my squeaky chair. You ever pull cards and you're like, I knew this was coming? Let's see. Okay. So we've got Page of Cups, all right? And it's in reverse. So I feel like you're gonna be faced with a few challenges, a few triggers. But where are you not getting those? If you're trying to tell me you're not going to be triggered picking up the 15th call from Bill Joe Baggins across the street, you know, needing his t-shirts next month, you're a lie. Because you're going to get triggered any way you go, okay? You're going to feel a little insecure. You're going to have these new ideas in this cup and be like, here's my cup. You may feel a few creative blocks, but I feel like you're gonna have strength. You're gonna pet the lion. You're gonna be like, hey, I got this cup. You want some? Because I don't know what else to do. And that's gonna be spirit guiding you. You know, just like they're showing me a hawk balancing its wings as it scoops through the air, you know? You gotta ride the wave, baby. Courage, passion, subtle power, persuasion, influence. Influence. Did we not have the miracle card, you know, in reverse on the other pile? Like, hello. You could have some influence. Are some of you thinking about stepping out into the public with something? You should do it because you never know who needs to hear it. You never know what kind of day somebody's having, and they may really need what you have to say. Inner strength, focus, and compassion. So it seems like you're going to be able to have a lot of compassion for others if you pursue the second option. And it's going to show like big balls is what my guide said. And the second option, the hangman. Pause, surrender, letting go, seeing it from a new perspective. Enlightenment, acceptance, deep insight, Sacrifice. Yeah, it's going to take sacrifice stepping into this new place that you're considering going into. Um, and it's going to be a big change. But a change in pulse is what makes us remember, hey, I've got one. Yeah, and I remember mentioning zombies in the first pile, so maybe some of you are feeling kind of dead inside and you just want to make a change to feel something again. I'm hearing the Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. Yeah. My guides are saying it's risky business. It's risky business. My guys are super funny, so it's not like they're like, "Oh, watch out!" They're like, "Oh, it's risky business." A higher self, can you give us a little deeper insight into what lies on option B? I mean, what's gonna come from us having this courage and making this change, even if we look like a dumbass? What's gonna come of that? You know, what's gonna come of that higher self? Let me get clarification on that. Higher self, what's gonna come from us having this courage, even though we're walking into it as a page? Okay, that's a lot. That's more than I asked for. Interesting. Let me sit with this for a second, because we've got the Five of Cups, we've got the Six of Cups, we've got the Six of Swords, we've got the Five of Swords. Wow. We've got the Hangman again, and then we've got the Knight of Cups. And I asked what was going to come of it if we, you know, have this courage, even though we're a page in this new situation. And Five of Cups, it looks pretty dark, but, and it's about, you know, loss, grieving, sadness, abandonment. And look, her foot is inside this bowl. She's grounded in that. She's grounded in the abandonment. She's feeling it. That's the only way to get rid of bad feels, you know. But she's got one back here. She's got one, sorry. She's got one back here that has gems in it, but she's grounded in this right now. So we may feel we may feel abandoned, we may feel lost, we may feel grief, we may feel sadness going into this new thing. And that's normal, just like being scared when you strap into a roller coaster. This is an honest card. This is the truth about what it's going to feel like. And then we've got Six of Cups here. But it came out in the reverse, so let me sit with this for a second. it's about nostalgia. And looking back on how far you've come. And it's about innocence. And it could be about, you know, returning to your younger self, returning to you. Because once you go through this and you sit in it and you feel it and you know that, hey, I've got this one back here. Let me just feel this right now and get it out and stop pushing it down. And stop pushing it down. Let me just feel this. And then this comes where there's some nostalgia and remembering, oh yeah, I remember this time, or how I got through X, Y, and Z. It's also about innocence, you know, and reunions. So I feel like you're gonna reunite with a piece of yourself that was left way back here. Once you feel those emotions, allow for room for something else. Because scientifically, even with emotions, like, you have to get it out so you can hold something else. And I feel like once you get that darkness out of the way and you feel it and you cry and you get it out and you accept it and you see it for what it is, it's like, okay, noted. You can't rush through it. You're just gonna have to give it as much time as you need to feel sad. Okay? And then you're gonna find that inner child waiting for you, like, hey, you wanna draw now? Hey, you wanna go on an adventure now? Hey. And I feel like it's gonna take you to a new place. Yeah, the next one is the Six of Swords. Yeah, it's gonna take you to a new place away from there. Okay? And it's funny how she's wearing a red scarf. That, my guy just said root chakra. You need to purge from your root chakra, whether it's a spiritual bath on your period with some moon magic to purge this darkness from the past out, whether it's a meditation, whatever, you know, you need to get away from it looks like, unless you want to be a workhorse, you need to choose option B. And that once you find your inner self in that, it's going to take you to a whole new place. And blackbirds to me represent transition, represent protection throughout a change, almost like a divine guidance throughout a big change. Like, yep, let's go. And then so many swords. And then we've got the Five of Swords. It came out in reverse, but I'm gonna flip it so you can see this. You know, he's really burdened by this old crow, but he gets taken away, and then he's a whole new person. So this and this is going to, oh God, hold on. This and this is going to lead to this. And it's funny, the Hangman came out straight up, right? It's going to feel like that, but then it's going to feel like that. It's going to feel like wisdom. It's going to feel like self-sacrifice that pays off. It's gonna feel like enlightenment. It's gonna feel like forward movement, doing backflips. It's gonna feel like a new way of getting what you thought you couldn't have, is what I'm hearing. And then there's a Knight of Cups. I feel like you're gonna get an invitation that you're not expecting. Somebody's gonna ride in on their white horse and say, hey, you want to color with me? Whether it's in a love sense, whether you're like, hey, should I leave this relationship? Should I leave this job and go to this new job? Somebody's going to be on the other side of this waiting for you. Huh. I want to know more about that person. Can you, higher self, give us insight onto the Knight of Cups in this new adventure and let us know a little bit more about their character? What kind of person is this Knight of Cups higher self? What kind of person is this Knight of Cups higher self? Okay. So I got Page of Wands. It did come out in the reverse. So I feel like this person may just be a key to a new doorway, but they're not your torch. They're not the torch that's going to be walking you through this hallway. They are just the key. I know that sounds however you might think it sounds, okay? But some people come into our lives just to lead us onto something else. And that's their lesson for us. Like, hey, you don't have to be over here sad. You could be doing this. You know, hey, you want to do this event, you know? And that's the extent of it. It doesn't always have to be, oh, I'm your new best friend. I feel like some of you really, sorry, my nose is itchy. Some of you really, really want a new best friend, and I get that. Deeply, I get that. But I feel like this person is just meant to show you right after this hard time that there are other options, you know? You can do more. I'm hearing Leo. It could be a Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces. Can you give us further advice from our animal guides, spirit animals, and or animal helping spirits for option B? So it's the giraffe. I love the giraffe. They're so interesting. Have you guys seen a giraffe neck where they swing their heads and they'll like hit things with their neck? Like, yeah, I don't know why. I just feel like they're, yeah, it says visionary. I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but like when a giraffe gets defensive, it necks, okay? So it swings its head. Look it up. It's so funny looking, but at the same time, it's kind of like a different way of fighting. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't think, oh yeah, that's how that animal is going to defend itself, you know? You wouldn't guess that the giraffe is just gonna. So, it's kind of like they're telling me use your natural born, God given gifts of thinking of weird ways to do stuff and use that to do the stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rise above earthly matters, glide through life with grace. Glide. Naked. um, you are able to see the right path. It's funny that that's what this is all about. Okay, very funny, guys. Stand tall in your self-worth. So have confidence. Even though you're the page, have confidence and know that Spirit's got your back. Know that. In love with a big heart. Yeah, you know, the hummingbird, the heartbeats, like, is one of the fastest out of the animal kingdom, I think. And yeah, even though you're gonna be able to neck and like be a visionary and like adapt and overcome and see above and like neck through all the BS, like still love with a big heart. A heart that's as capable as the fastest heart out of the animal kingdom. Be the hummingbird and the giraffe. Okay, one final piece of advice, because this has been a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but that's okay. I don't really like when tarot readers are like all stressed out about time, because when I do this, it's like my time. This is my time with Spirit, and I want it to feel like that for you as well. I don't want you to feel rushed, you know. Like, if you have something to do, save it to your watch later and just come back to it. You know, make that a way that you prioritize yourself, saying, you know what, I don't have time to finish this right now, but I'll save it and get back to it later because I want to give back to myself in this way. That's something that I'm actually trying to work on practicing as well this year. And I started within this last month by doing that online retreat event. And it was like pre-recorded, sessions with all these different witchy and like artists and like somatic therapists and stuff partner to record these sessions and do them, and then like you can go back and rewatch it and like have a whole day out of it. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, the ADHD is kicking in. More coffee. Higher self, can you give us one final piece of advice out of this fun little deck for moving forward if we choose option B? Because option B looks kind of like scary for a lot of us, and we would really like to know what you have to say about that for us. Okay. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Yeah, go your own way. Don't let somebody say, you know, you should go to school for that. You know, you should. Anybody telling me should right now is going like, boo. Oh, have y'all seen that video? Whoo, whoo, of that preacher lady? Yeah, that's me right now with should. Anybody telling me should is trying to control me. No thanks. So yeah, I hope that helps someone out there, and if it did, like, share, subscribe, be my friend. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I look forward to helping you guys out in the future. I am going to be recording more messages because for me, this is a way to also have practice with communing with spirit, you know. Practice makes perfect. Thank you guys. Happy New Year. Maybe I'll post more later. Bye.